Alright, we are back with another interesting chunk of deck profiles. Now, like I said, I have enough stuff coming next week. We're going to have a lot more of these to come, so, buckle up. And it's going to be an exciting weekend, I think. So, the first list we're going to be looking at was covered by Asian Persuasion. And, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Seeing Timelords do something at a regional really scares me, because then my local player base is going to start playing this and I'm going to have to deal with Time Lords. I already don't like this deck as it is. So, we have triple copies of Sandion, the Time Lord. And then we have triple copies of Jiza Kuru, the Star-Destroying Kaiju. Triple copies of Michion. At the end of the battle phase, battle, you get to half your opponent's life points. Sandion is just pings for 2,000. And then we have the one copy of the Zaphion, the Time Lord. This is the one, if this card is sent from the field of the graveyard, you can draw a card, and then shuffle all spells and traps back into the deck. So this is our back row removal. We have triple copies of Raphion, the Time Lord. So if this card battled, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of one of your opponent's monsters that they control. And then standby phase shuffles back into the deck, which is pretty cool. We have one copy of Medion. This was our OG. So return as many monsters on the field as possible to him, other than this card. And if you do inflict damage to your opponent for each returned card. During the standby phase, of course, like all Time Lords, he dips out. And then we have the two copies of Camion. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activated effect. And then you can shuffle one card your opponent controls into the deck, and they take 500. And then he dips out during your standby phase. Then we have the one copy of Lazion, the Time Lord. So, once per turn, if your opponent draws a card, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So, this is just our little pinger for draw phase. And then we have triple copies of Exodius, two copies of Gamma Seal, one Kumamungus, one Shadal Beast, and one Shadal Dragon, and the triple copies of the Time Maid. So, if you control the monster, special summon this card from him. This card can be as two tributes for the summon of a Time Lord, and then you can tribute this card to add one Time Lord monster with 0 attack from your deck to your hand. Banish this card from your graveyard to special summon one Time Lord with 0 attack from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So, hey, this is our little friend here that sets up literally everything that we want on this deck. We have triple copies of Shadal Fusion, triple Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, triple Celestial Transformation, and triple copies of Evenly Matched. Down here in the extra deck, we have one Nightmare Mermaid, one Underclock Taker, one Double-Headed Angler, one Ravenous Tarantula, one Gustav, two Gustav, two copies of Dora the Explorer, one Pain Gainer, two copies of Juggernaut Lebi, one Seven Sins, two Winda, and one Shekanaga. Side deck here we have triple Mystic Mine, triple Drowning Mirror Force, triple Torrential Tribute, triple Ending Nightmare, and triple copies of Red Reboot. Wrapping this up. One thing I will say about this deck, though, is when this deck starts snowballing, you better watch out, because this deck literally gets the best of both worlds. You know the things that make trains really good? this card right here, being able to multi-attack over a full board, yeah. I can understand why this deck has any sort of relevance in the format, and it's just because when you go, you go. Like, two Time Lords strapped together, you do so much work with this, plus you get the disruption of the Time Lords. Like, free OTK fodder. Now, the next list we're going to be looking at, this deck got 23rd place at the South Carolina Regional, piloted by Jonathan, and this was relatively interesting, because I've seen Subterror do weird things this format, but weird enough that we're maining Dimension Shifter and Zombie World. This is probably the most literally tricked out deck I've seen for Subterror for this format, honestly, considering what this deck is meant to do in this current day and age. So congratulations to John. I mean, you got top 32, you got your invite, like, with some really spicy stuff. So triple copies of Fantastic Boy, one copy of Boom Asterix, two copies of the Dimension Shifter, triple copies of Guru, one Nemesis Archer, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of Fiendus. Spells, we have one copy of Pot of Desires, triple Extravagance, one Terraforming, triple Duality, triple Super Polymerization, one Zombie World, and triple copies of The Hidden City. Then we have triple copies of Final Battle, my friend Cloud's favorite card in the game. Excuse me, Stevie's favorite card in the game. One copy of Metaverse, two copies of There Can Only Be One, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment Says No! Down here in the extra deck, we have one Link Grebo, one Nightmare Mermaid, one Phoenix, two copies of The Soldier of Chaos, two Mudboy, one Diplexer, one Dragos Tapalia, two Starving Venom, 1 violet, 2 violet, and 2 copies of the Dragon Necro Nethersoul. Really just being able to stick Zombie World on the field and super pull your opponent into this is really cute. Then we have 2 Pankratops, 2 triple Lancia, triple Ghost Ogre, triple Cosmic Cyclone, triple Evenly Matched, and 1 copy of Heavy Storm Duster. Wrapping up this list. I will say, for all intents and purposes, though, this is probably the most tricked out version of Subterror I think I've seen this format, like, wholeheartedly. Now, next up is, this was the South Carolina first place deck, Mekk-Knight Invoked, in the year 2019, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened to this format, but things have slowed way down. Literally, this might be the best format I think I've ever seen for the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, Nibiru and Dark Ruler No More literally balanced the game. Like, it's kind of funny. Though this deck can be susceptible to the hand traps, this really caught my attention. So yeah, this is the first place list coming out of the South Carolina Regional. So we have 1 copy of Cyframe Driver, triple copies of Purple Nightfall, 1 Indigo Eclipse, triple Phantasm, 1 Yellow Star, 2 Blue Sky, triple copies of Alistair the Invoker, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and triple copies of Gamma. Spells, triple copies of Instant Fusion, 2 copies of Pot of Desires, triple Mind Control, 1 Terraforming, triple copies of Invocation, triple copies of Called by the Grave, and triple copies of Magical Meltdown. Wrapping up the main deck. Talk about just literally trying to roll Purgatrio and just end the game. Like, thanks OTK Factors. Down here in the extra, we have 1 El Mirage, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Lambda, 1 the Invoker of Madness, 1 Phoenix, 1 Morning Star, 1 of the Soldier of Chaos, 1 Boral Sword, 1,000 Eyes, 1 Millennium Eyes, 1 Caligula, 2 copies of Purgatrio, and the 2 copies of Makaba. Side deck here we have triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Lancia, triple copies of Twin Twister, triple copies of Black Garden, and triple copies of Ye Old Red Reboot. Wrapping up this list. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a bit shocked to see that this deck won, but I mean, when you're not susceptible to Nibiru, and Nibiru sacking the rest of the format, this is literally the Max C effect all over again. Just better cards checking other better cards. I don't know. It's interesting, nonetheless. So we'll see where the balancing factor comes in future formats here. But yeah, so the last list we have is actually a VIP qualifier list. This is a Blue Eyes deck. That's right, Blue Eyes. This was covered by Team Bortle. YCS Fort Worth VIP qualifier top 8. Now, the reason why I wanted to cover this is, honestly, we haven't seen a lot of love to Blue Eyes as of late. And I think it's very important that you get the chance to see the concepts and things that people are messing around with, because there's just something about Blue Eyes White Dragon that is relatively cute and adorable. So we have triple copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon himself, 1 copy of the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, aka Extender Boy, 1 Lavenir, 1 copy of Goliath, 1 Gizmek, 1 Tempest, the Dragon Ruler of Storms, 1 Absurrouter, 1 Destrudo, 1 copy of the Silver Rokket, 1 Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, 1 Darkworm, 1 Wyvern Buster, the 1 Rocket Tracer, triple copies of the White Rose Dragon. So this card is normal summon. You special summon 1 Rose Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard except for himself. And if you control a Dragon Tuner plant monster, or Dragon Tuner or Plant Tuner, you can special summon this card from your hand. Or if this card is sent to the graveyard as a single material, you can send 1 level 4 or higher plant. We don't care about that. We care about the fact that this is an extender when we have that Dragon Tuner on the field. We have the 1 Guard Dragon, and then 2 White Stone of Legend, 1 Glow Bulb, 1 Brotar, and the 1 copy of the Rocket Synchron. Spells, 1 for 1. Triple Trade-In, triple Dragon Shrine, 1 World Legacy Succession, triple Called by the Grave, 1, 2, 3 Quick Launch, 1 World Legacy Guard Dragon, and 1 Dragon Ravine. Extra deck, 1 Pisty and 1 LP, 1 copy of Heavenly Spheres, 1 Romulus, 1 Bring the Pain, 1 Lambda, 1 Triple Burst, 2 Saruja, 1 Sky Prison, 1 Hope Harbinger, 1 Ib, 1 Zeta, 1 Borreload Savage, and 1 copy of the Archfiend Abyss Dragon. Side deck, 1 Nibiru, 2 copies of Sphere Mode, triple Dimension Shifter, 2 Lancia, 2 Effect Veiler, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 Return of the Dragon Lords, and triple copies of Twin Twister. Wrapping up this chunk of deck profiles for everybody. Whew. a lot of diversity right now. And like I said, that's a good thing. But what do you guys think about these decks? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and we'll guys catch you on the flip side. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.